Question of the day. What got you into gaming, period? Now, we've just had the passing of Klaus Teuber, which is sad and tragic, and we're thankful for his legacy, obviously sad for his family, but that game probably got many of you here watching these videos. Before that, you're probably like, what is that? Is that like Monopoly, right? And we say that as a cliche. Let's be real honest. You and I have all had great Monopoly games, so let's not do that thing where it's like Monopoly. We had good Monopoly games, bonded with friends and family. But that question always comes up, is this like Monopoly? Well, no, it's not. It's like this. To the point where now you can almost tell a layperson, hey, it's like Catan or Catan. So, what got you into gaming? So my story, you've heard a million times probably on here, is Heroclix. I was not a board gamer. None of this and that out there and that out there and the Dice Tower for me existed until I started playing Heroclix. And then I was like, wait a minute, there's more? Right? And so once I realized there was a whole genre of games out there that were called hobby games, I was like, dude, I'm in. I'm in like all the way down the rabbit hole. I mean, Tweedledee and Tweedledum are sitting right there. There's something about a walrus and an oyster going on. Like, I'm way down this rabbit hole, right? Because I love what gaming does. It connects people, right? You can sit down and play a game, you have nothing in common with the person on the other side of the table, and you can have a heck of a time, because that's what gaming does. And I'm passionate about it, I love it, I love connecting people, and I think people need to just enjoy that more. However, what got you into gaming? This has been a long intro, because Heroclix is what got me into gaming, and we're taking a look at another one of these board games in the Heroclix genre. And what I mean by that is Wizkid has been doing a great job of releasing strategy board games that use the CombatDial system from Heroclix, but it does it in such a way where you don't have to worry about, I'm going to build my team and oh man, I hope I win so I win this prize. No. Here's who you play as. Here's who I play as. You're the good guys, I'm the bad guys. Here's the story we're playing. If you win this mission, you get to do this. If I win this mission, I get this. It's just like any other campaign game in that sense. So sometimes people kind of side-eye these games and go, oh, that's Heroclix, I don't want anything to do with that. I'm not into collectible games. You don't have to be. That's what's beautiful about this. You can own Teen Titans Go, you can own this one, you can own all of the ones I've talked about before on here and play them as board games because the system is so good. So, that's enough about that. Let's take a look at an overview of what this one is all about. If you're a Spider-Man fan, stay tuned, you're going to want to see this. Hey, before we dive into the overview, let me just say the Dice Tower store is going crazy. I'm having a blast fulfilling all your orders. I am the face of the Dice Tower store, and I love doing it. One of the things that we had sell out almost instantly was the Dice Tower board game breakfast mugs. They're gone. There were those nice chunky blue with the speckles on them mugs that had the board game breakfast logo, and they're gone. And people have been trying to order them again. They've been asking about them. So we put up a pre-order so that we can go ahead and get all the orders bought, and then we'll order them because they come from me right here in town. And I'll send them out to you. So if you want to get one of those board game breakfast mugs, jump on the pre-order right now at dicetowerstore.com and get that order in, and I'll ship it out to you ASAP. Let's go on with this overview. All right, so this looks like a little bit of a mess, but it's because I wanted to show you a lot of the stuff here that comes with this. Now, these four are the boosters that will expand this set, but they are not part of this game. If you were to walk into the store and buy Spider-Man Beyond Amazing, the Heroclix miniatures game, you would get all this content plus more. Now, people always ask me, Brian, why do you love Heroclix so much? Well, first of all, if you walk past the table and this is sitting on the table with the amount of detail and clear plastic and just look at his head. That's amazing looking, right? Not only that, you've got metallic stuff going on here with Hydro. Man, just really good looking miniatures. That's one of the things I love about Heroclix. The Miles Morales is awesome. He's taking off his hood there. But also, what I love about this is this clicking system. This is old, right? This is a decades old now system at this point with the turn a dial or dial, whatever it's called. I'm sure it's listed on here somewhere. CombatDial. Yeah, the CombatDial system. Your stats for your character currently are listed right here. That's your movement, that's your attack power, that's your defense, that's your damage power, that's your range. That's how many targets you can attack. And as you take damage and get weaker in the battle, it changes. However, you could be like the Hulk and you stop on a banner click, what they call it, where you're Bruce Banner for a minute, you're really weak. But if you get hit again, boom, you're back to being the Hulk. They're very thematic. The reason I love these dials and this whole CombatDial system is they are wildly thematic. Because as your character progresses through the dial, you get what's happening. You understand
character-wise and thematic-wise what's happening. Now, what I love about now these are new-looking cards. They've changed the art style on the cards, and I love this. They've made it much more simple, where the powers and abilities that your character has are all listed on the front of the cards instead of having to flip back and forth. And now on the back, you get just the kind of appearance, unless they have a lot more powers. Now, that is possible. So this Spider-Man has a whole lot of stuff here, but all of it's a lot quicker to glance at. So this is the character's dial. Now, fun fact, used to, when I started playing HeroClix and none of these board game style ones existed, you couldn't look at your dial. You had to know it by heart. So let me explain a couple things about this. Since this is the dial for Mysterio, and this is the B version, which means it's the more competitive version versus the one that you're going to use typically in the actual box here. It's a little less competitive, a little less detailed and difficult. But this one, for instance, so it has a blue power here. You're going to flip this over and see, okay, that blue power means mind control. This one has a white square around it. You're like, well, what does that mean? Well, you flip to the back and it's going to tell you, or actually in our case, the front, it's going to tell you what it does. So this is Smoke Cloud as a free action. When an opposing character occupying one of Mysterio's smoke terrain markers misses all targets of an attack, after resolutions, deal this attacker 1 avoidable damage. So you can already see this plays like the character's Venom, right? You got a lot of great stuff. Alien Hunger, Toughness, Super Senses, and when Venom uses it during a close attack and succeeds, after resolutions, choose 1. Deal the attacker 1 damage or heal Venom 1 click. So all of the characters play very thematic. This is not generic. And again, I love the new card design here where the dial is shown here. Even that little holographic dial or opacity down dial is great. So that's how these cards work. They're going to show you what's on your dial. Your current dial will be pretty easy to find because it says it right there. Notice this is 7 because it's the back half of the dial. They're split dials. So let's say in Mysterio's case, the one we're using on this card starts at click 7. So we would click, that's why it's called that, to dial number 7. So we'd look down. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and past the KO because normally once you hit KO, you're out. 7. So this is the dial now for this character. And we can see on the first click, as they call it, that's what you have. Second click, that's what you have. Third click, and you see the power starting to drop a little bit. Now you get a little more power on number 9 there, but your powers change for your defense here. So that is how the kind of the gist is. Now you're also going to get in these campaign style games, wins and losses, what to do, who to recruit, which team gets what. Now in the box over here, there's actually a whole lot more characters that come with this. I just pulled out a few that had really great sculpts. But you've got Spider-Gwen, Spider-Man, and the detail is insanely ridiculous. And this has come a long way. Like I say, if you walk past a table, instead of unpainted, just plastic colored miniatures, these are sitting there, you're gonna go, what is that? I wanna know more about this. Now, where I have to continue to ding them, in the old days, they were paper mats, which the paper quality was not great. These nice boards are nice. However, the art style now, since they've started doing these board games, has really kind of degraded a little bit to where it looks almost like a prototype. I don't like this art style, and it keeps getting used, and I don't get it. I wish they would go back to a more realistic, and when I say realistic, I mean more like Jim Lee drew it or something like that. Because if these look this good and detailed, I mean, my gosh, even the eyes. Let's see if I can get this to focus. Come on, do your job. Even the eyes have detail. There's eyebrows and teeth. If those are that detailed, I want the same for my boards, right? You also get the powers and abilities cards. Now what this does, if you're playing this version of the game or playing more of the competitive one-on-one smash-up style, it gives you a list of what every single power does for every single dial, which is nice. Now this seems like a lot. However, once you build a team, you can learn your powers easily. You don't have to worry about Battle Fury if your characters don't have it. And on the back here, it tells you all the special stuff, like what carry is and what close destroy means, and all the things you might need to know about sizes because some characters are larger than others. It's got a great rule book that teaches you this game as well as teaches you how to play HeroClix in general. Something else it has are these giant terrain markers. There's big things that are different now than they used to be. Used to it was just little squares. Now there's big anchors and bulldozer pieces that can be used, and they do different things based on the range. Does stuff different based on who's carrying it, what size, all that sort of stuff is in there, and I love that they're changing that. One other thing I want to do before we go is I want to open a few of these just to show you the variety in each of these sets. Obviously, they're rarity based, so you can get some that you pull out of here by paying for a booster for $14 and get a $150 figure. So currently we have our rarity would be probably the Symbiote Spider-Man. I can't see its symbol. That's a rare. You can tell by the silver on it, I think. But you can see in here, there's even more. There's J. Jonah Jameson, right? And it's even got cool little things right here, like hints. What is this? This is new. I gotta peek at this real quick. I haven't seen this before in the sets, so I could be a little behind. Ghost Spider and Kraven the Hunter kind of tells you hints about how to play them, and yeah, it's what it does. It gives you hints on how to play them. That's cool, because in what sealed play is, where you open up a pack of these and you play with what you got. You build a team with what you got and you use it. Okay. We have something special in here, and this is what I love this. We have a symbiote canister. Now look at this. Is that not awesome? Like, that would look good just sitting on a shelf. This is an item that will be used with one of these cards. And again, it gives you the hints on how to use it here. I'm trying to think of who our rare character would be for that. But it tells you what to do with the symbiote red. So it's you can equip this thing. Blades, Claws, Fangs, Steel Energy. If this character can already use Steel Energy, they instead heal a click for each damaged character. So it's an item that you can put on the board. But again, look at it. It's amazing. Lizard. You've got all the stuff there. I wanted to see who our rare ones are in here real quick. Yet again, we just have a rare. We don't have a chase or anything like that. Is that Cloak? No, it's Moon Knight. Ooh, look at that. Good looking sculpt. Let's keep going with 2 more of these, because I promised my daughters I'd let them open the rest of them. So the reason I'm showing you this is, if you like the base game, these are available to buy, and they're so cool. Like, all the things. Is that Matt Murdock? Oh yeah, Matt Murdock there. Is that the Creeper? No, it's Prowler. Sorry. That's the same thing, right? It's Matt Murdock and Matt Murdock. We got 2 different versions of them there, red and we have Wilson Fisk. So this guy here, that looks like the one from, well, it's what he wore in the show, but it's also what he wore. That is a super rare. No, that's a rare. Gosh, what do they call that? Anyway, this version is a variant of a different Wilson Fisk. So this version's different, even though it might have the same look. The color's going to be different. All right, last one. We've got in here, is that Morbius? Yeah, look at Jared Leto getting it on there. Morbius, Aunt May. So we didn't open any chases in this one. That means the rare ones are in the rest of my pack. But I just wanted to show you how varied this is. There are hundreds of pieces just in this set, and they're all Spider-Man based. If you're a Spider-Man fan, this board game is a great way to get into it.
So that's what comes in this set. Now, again, if you're a Spider-Man fan, like every single person born from 1980, well, heck, earlier than that, but really that golden age, you know, onward, you're a Spider-Man fan. Tom Holland's great. Tobey Maguire's great. Heck, all the comics we read in the 90s, even the weekly issues that were like, oh, this is lame, but it's still Spider-Man and I love it. Todd McFarlane's issue is amazing, right? If you're a Spider-Man fan, you're going to love this set or this game because it features some of your characters from Across the Spider-Verse, which is a great movie, by the way, and I'm excited about the sequel. But it also features like classic stuff, and it features nods. So let's talk about this as we would normally do with a review. Now again, this is more of an overview first look as opposed to a deep dive review, because what we're doing is I want you to see kind of why this is a good opportunity to get people into gaming who may not otherwise be into board gaming if they're a hobby gamer or a Warhammer gamer or something like that. So when I opened up those HeroClix in the video, you saw all the different sculpts that are available. And that's just 4 out of the 10 that I have. Wilson Fisk in the Hawaiian shirt. That's fantastic, right? I love that those are there. Like those little nods to, oh, I know this specific issue. I know what comic that's from. Or I know which episode of the TV show that's from, right? Hawkeye. So all those little nods and winks are there. But also, the game is so sound. HeroClix is one of my favorite games of all time, and I don't know why it didn't make my top 100 because I didn't think of it in this light, which is kind of part of the problem, right? A lot of the times we go, okay, there's Magic the Gathering, there's Warhammer, there's other miniatures games, and then there's our board games. What I love about what Wizkid is doing is they're saying, hey, no, come on in. There's room for all of us. Just hug it out, bro. Come on, hug it out. Hug it out. And they're hugging it out. And there are games like this which will appeal to all of those types of gamers. Because some people will look at this and go, oh wait, it's HeroClix, why would I want to play that? It's just a kind of one-on-one battle game. And then they go sit down and play Undaunted. Or they go sit down and play Twilight Struggle. Or they go sit down and play Star Wars Rebellion. And they go, oh dang, I'm playing a one-on-one game that I didn't realize I was saying I was playing when I didn't want to play it. So my goal with these HeroClix reviews and overviews is to get people to understand, and again, that sounds arrogant. I don't mean it like that. What I mean is, even me, for a long time, viewed HeroClix as a different thing than the board gaming that I love, right? It was 2 different things. When in all reality, It's just a collectible version of a strategy board game, which is why I like that they're releasing them like this. Not to say trick or hoodwink, but if you walked into your store, didn't know about Heroclix, and you went, I love Spider-Man, I want that game. You'd go home, you'd open it up, you'd learn the rules. You might be a little overwhelmed by all the powers and abilities until you realize, oh wait, that's only for this version that I can play later, and I can collect more of these. I want to focus on this box that I bought. You'd get it. You'd pick it up and you'd be like, okay, cool. We're playing a Spider-Man board game. How many others are there? Not a lot, right? So, again, I'm a huge apologist for Heroclix, obviously, but I'm a huge apologist for the fact that they're merging the fact that they're not that separate of world. So if you enjoy wargaming, if you enjoy board gaming, if you enjoy fighting games with dice chucking, Amerithrash, Euro, all that, maybe not Euro so much. That's Age of Heroes. Go get that one. But if you enjoy the Amerithrash style, you're going to love this game, especially if you're a Spider-Man fan. And if you're not, there's an X-Men version. There's a Teen Titans meets Scooby-Doo version. There's all sorts of versions. Anything you want. Wizkid is doing a bang-up job knocking it out of the park. Bang-up job knocking it out of the park, releasing these sets with different interests. And they play pretty similar, but they also have those little nuggets of difference, right? Like the objects in this one are different. The objectives are different. The characters are different. But again, when you walk past the table and people are playing this on, let's say, Dice Tower Cruise or Dice Tower East, you're not going to go, oh, that's a collectible game that I don't want to buy into. You're going to go, what is that? Why is that Mysterio so detailed? How can I play this game, right? And that's what I love about it. So, enough said. Love these games, love this series, love what they're doing. Go get this right now. Pick it up. You're going to have a blast with it. It's so good of a game, period, but in these board game strategy game boxes, it's thematic, it's tight, it's got a campaign, and even after the campaign, you go, hey, what if you picked the Flash and Reverse Flash and Spider-Ham versus me as the Anti-Monitor? How about let's do that? And you can do it. That's what I love about this. So, enough said. I've talked long enough about this. A lot of talking on this review, but I'm passionate about this game because it's what got me into this, and I've met so many wonderful people and get to do this now. And I will be down in Florida in next week getting to do more of this live in the studio because of Heroclix. So, hope you enjoy, hope you watch, hope you go pick this game up. It is such a cool concept, and I love it. There is an Onslaught review coming soon, and Onslaught draws a lot of the things from Heroclix, and we're going to talk about that. Not so much, contrast and compare, but when I do that review, there will be a lot of like, hey, this reminds me of Heroclix. So, thanks for watching, thanks for being here. I'm Bryan Drake here on the Dice Tower. Make sure to follow us on Twitter, Instagram, etc. at Dice Tower Bryan. Until next time, we'll see you. That's pretty serious, wasn't it?